most international sports and entertainment news right here on GTR.
Good morning and welcome to the morning news broadcast on GhanaTalks Radio. Coming up, former Deputy Attorney General condemns Council of State advice on Chief Justice suspension. President John Dramani Mahama voices concerns over Mali, Niger and Burkina Faso's withdrawal from ECOWAS. In related story, Dr. Srem Sai 50th anniversary celebrations in Accra, emphasizing the importance of diplomacy and mutual respect among member states. President Mahama advocates for a dialogue and engagement with the Sahel state rather than isolation. He acknowledges the breakdown of trust between ECOWAS and the Sahel states, emphasizing the need to restore confidence for effective collaboration. He also warns that crisis in Mali and other Sahel countries can spread to neighboring countries, underscoring the importance of collective action against terrorism. He spoke to the media. Former Deputy Attorney General Alfred Tuayeboa has expressed strong reservations about the Council of State advice to suspend Chief Justice Gertrude Tokunu pending investigations into petitions against her. He described the advice as very poisonous and warned against actions that could undermine the judiciary. The legal expert emphasized the importance of adhering to constitutional procedures and upholding the rule of law to maintain public confidence in the judiciary.
My initial comments are that I'm rather surprised at the suspension of the Chief Justice, even though the Constitution for such a step to be taken. I'm surprised because the President is not bound by the advice of the Council of State. And the President may decide not to go by the advice that still indicates that the CJ should be in office while the matter is being heard by the panel. But that's the decision of the President. And I see the advice of the Council of State as being very poisonous. We have to be very careful the way we treat the head of any arm of government in Ghana. We have three main arms: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. The expectation is that the Council of State will play a role in such a way that you can have a balanced chart. There are instances that you can say that they may want to advise the person to suspend a chief justice, but the ground should be so weighty and not hollow. I'm waiting carefully to know the ground. From what we have read, if these are the grounds on which they recommended that the chief justice was suspended pending the hearing of the matter, then I'm so much disappointed.
Although the suspension follows the Council's state confirmation of a prima facie case against Chief Justice Tokunu based on 3 petitions accusing her of misconduct and incompetence. The suspension has also sparked reactions from the public and political figures, with some viewing it as a necessary step towards accountability, whilst others express concerns about potential political motivations. Relatedly, Dr. Justice Srem Sai, senior lecturer of public law at the University of Ghana School, believes the suspension of Chief Justice Gertrude Tokunu is an opportunity on defending herself against 3 petitions filed against her. According to Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution, the President has the power to suspend the Chief Justice once a committee is established to investigate petitions for her removal. He believes suspending the Chief Justice is a privilege to defend herself against the allegations and ensuring a fair investigation processes. Moving on, a leading member of the Convention People's Party Kwame Jantua has called for the exposure and prosecution of politicians involved in illegal mining. He emphasizes the need for a unified national response to combat galamsey, which threatens Ghana's natural resources and future. Mr. Jantua advocates for public identification and prosecution of politicians implicated in galamsey, regardless of party affiliation. He stresses the importance of collective action against galamsey, involving all political leaders and stakeholders, whilst calling on government to take a firm stance against illegal mining and protect Ghana's natural resources.
The entire country is covered in gold. Is that fortunate or is that unfortunate? The present moment is unfortunate because of the way we are handling it. Any legal mining firm, the official ones, if they are supporting galamsey in our forest reserves, withdraw their license. Withdraw their license because they have no good intention if they are to move the fight on galamsey forward. Yeah. But he's now in a position. We see he's trying to work with the current president. It's a good thing. Let's all put our hands together and not politicize galamsey. If it's NDC, if it's MPP, if it's CPP, if it's PNC, any politician that we find to be part and parcel of this thing should be exposed. We cannot destroy our country. We have nowhere else to go. If this were any other country that has this type of gold reserves, you will see how they protect it.
In related stories, private legal practitioner Martin Pebo has commended Lands Minister Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa for revoking the mining lease of Hakonta Mining Company. This decision comes after the company was implicated in illegal mining activities in protected forest reserves. He praises the minister's bold steps, stating it's significant in the fight against illegal mining. Mr. Pebo urges the minister to pursue full-scale investigations and prosecutions of those responsible, emphasizing that setting an example with influential figures like Chairman Wontumi would send a strong message to others.
There were two groups. We had the 4 individuals, myself, Kwame Saponesiedu, Engineer Ken Ashigbe, and then Adam Senano. We presented a petition to the CID boss in respect of this Hakonta mining illegal galamsey in the Tanon Imre forest. That was in October 2022. Then 2 or 3 days later, the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, led by the same engineer Ashibe, also presented a petition, and it's good. That one was presented to the IG. So the IG, he's not in charge of investigations. So he forwarded it to Faustina Andokofi, COP, the then Director General in charge of CID. So it means that Andokofi now had 2 petitions, both in respect of this Hakonta mining. Then they said, they were setting up investigations. They had Superintendent Inkum, and then there was Godwin Ponyo, and then another person. Long story short, they went in there, they said they brought in Chairman Wontumi, they said they arrested him and granted him bail. They didn't inform us at the time Chairman Wontumi supposedly came to CID headquarters, etc. Then fast forward, after that, we were giving only one more briefing, sometime in 2023. The whole of 2024, our attempts to meet Faustina Andokofi CID boss proved futile. Despite all the noise we made on TV3, the key points and other opportunities, Andokofi wouldn't meet us. So you see where we started saying that, no, this was more political, because Chairman Wontumi is the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, And so Akufo-Addo's statement was meant to help Chairman Wontumi, because by saying that Chairman Wontumi is not involved, Hakonta mining is not involved in any illegal mining in January 2023, he was signaling to the CID to stay off. And no wonder they kept pussyfooting, kukwasa, till eventually they were kicked out, and now you have a new IG and then a new CID boss. So it's good that Amakofi-Boa is finally been able to crack this. and that they've even revoked Akunta mining lease in the nearby areas. Yes, because the impunity is just too much. I mean, who is Chairman Wontumi? Who is he? Come on, what kind of banana republic that would allow such a thing to go on? So the other part of your question, that does it appear that they only went back later on? I don't think so. From what the Minister for Natural Resources, Lands and Natural Resources is saying, say a well-oiled machine. From everything he's describing, I get the sense that Chairman Wontumi never left the Tano Nimri forest. He didn't. He didn't, despite all the noise that we made. I get the sense that he never left the Tano Nimri forest, even though we had a pending petition against him and all that, you see. And Akufo-Addo stepped in, clearing agent, mother serpent of corruption, to clear everything. So it's good. You see why I keep saying that, Akable, you see why it's good that we have to change government. Because if we hadn't changed government, was it Akufo-Addo who was going to revoke Chairman Wontimi's license when Akufo-Addo was still giving Akunta mining so much succor? So it's really good that we have to sack, the MPP, so that you have a different party coming, and then hopefully.
The joint operation led to the arrest of 51 individuals, including 8 Chinese nationals, and the seizure of 30 excavators, weapons, and mining equipment. Now, in business, management of the Development Bank Ghana says their participation in the second edition of the Kwawu Business Forum is a testament to reassure the business community of their commitment of this government to letting the private sector lead the next stage of Ghana's economic transformation agenda. According to the management of the Development Bank Ghana, is poised to capitalize on this economic transformation agenda to provide a complete banquet of products and services to the private sector to help them achieve their vision. The Chief Executive Officer of the Development Bank Ghana, Dr. Randolph Nsor, who spoke to us during an interview, says that the role of the international development partners is in the economic transformation agenda cannot be overemphasized. I reassure the business community of the commitment of this government to let the private sector lead the next stage of Ghana's economic transformation agenda, he said. The second aspect of participating in this is to be able to capitalize on the transformation by providing a complete banquet of services and products to the private sector. The development partners are critical first to our journey and their ability to scale. First of all, we rely on their global experience to be able to develop accurate value prepositions that are fit for purpose, and also to be able to build credibility to expand our reach. But the solutions that we implement are evidence-based, driven by local content, bringing that global experience and footprint to drive local transformation, he added. Dr. Nsor emphasized that the Development Bank Ghana will provide the needed funding to support startups ready to venture in areas such as resilience and food security, building the robustness and skill needed in the manufacturing ecosystem to drive the agenda of import substitution and export-led growth and startups in the digital space to scale up. The Kwawu Business Forum aligns closely with the government's broader objective of nurturing Ghanaian-owned small-medium enterprises to lead in export and manufacturing. Now to sport, former APIM Dakwa Ladies head coach and current Epiphany Warriors boss Joe Nana Dakwa says his role at the newly emerging Women's Premier League side could be the final stop in his coaching journey within the Ghanaian top flight. Dakwa, who enjoyed a decorated 9-year spell with APIM Dakwa, winning league titles, Football Association caps, and gold medals, described his new post as the beginning of a meaningful final chapter. Joe Dakwa at the CAF Championship with APIM Dakwa as their as they were fourth photo courtesy. "This is home for me now," he declared. "This will be my last stint with any women's team in Ghana. I have signed a 10-year deal with Epiphany Warriors. I'm here to give everything I have and help this team reach new heights," he added. Currently, he also serves as head coach of the Black Maidens, Ghana's under-17 women's national team, and has previously assisted the under-20 Black Princesses. Coach Joe Nanada Kwawit, Chief Executive Officer Prosper Ntosu, during the unveiling of him as head coach of Epiphany Ladies, with a resume that includes historic wins and continental achievement. The appointment is seen as a major step forward for him, who are competing in just their second Premier League season and sit fifth on the league table. And that's how we conclude on the morning news broadcast. Some headlines you heard was President Mahama voices concern over Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso's withdrawal from ECOWAS. Former Deputy Attorney General condemns Council of State advice on Chief Justice suspension. In related story, Dr. Srimsai defends Chief Justice suspension as chance for justice. The Convention People's Party demands exposure of politicians involved in Galamsey. Martin Pebo applauds Lands Minister for revoking Akonta Mining. Kwehu Business Forum, including the development by Ghana, reaffirms support for private sector. My name is Deborah Adoso. Thanks for making time with us. Do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm with level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our GhanaTalks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Matuni ding setete abakwa sem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say it. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Konya, or you singer, and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go fi spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our GhanaTalks Radio and yes say then our day. Me say download the GhanaTalks Radio app on our Play Store and the App Store. Na tune in yes say this what you see baba live on Facebook, ko Instagram, any GhanaTalks Radio page and so now listen. Ebe your fire. One year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials. From Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. It's yet another beautiful rainy day. Yeah. So you are welcome to the news headline review right here on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. And as usual, I remain your host, Esinan Fiagbedu, and on my panelists today, joining me on our news headline review is Miss Debbie Adoso and Miss Regina Bless. Good morning, my ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
I'm fine.
How was the rain? Did the rain disturb you a bit?
Yeah.
It did?
Exactly, it did. I fell this morning, so I had to go back home.
You had to go back home?
Yes, me patre.
Oh, that was bad. I see producer doing the sign of the cross. He's a one-time enemy, I must tell you that. But anyway, I hope, thank God you all got here safely. Sure. Yeah, we were a bit late, but at least it's better than you know, falling in the pits, or maybe the rain taking you away. Right. So before we get into our news headline review today, this is just by the way, what do you make of the suspension of the Chief Justice? They are saying it's unconstitutional, and then it wasn't right for President John Dramani Mahama to suspend her. What do you make of it, Miss Debbie?
The suspension of the Chief Justice.
Yeah, of the Chief Justice.
She is suspended. She was not sacked.
No, she was not sacked. So as of now, we don't know if she has been suspended indefinitely. Or
I think this suspension is to investigate more. Even though the Council of State, I mean, the issue has already been sent to the Council of State to delve into the matter and then come up with their thoughts on it. But then all of a sudden, yesterday we realized that she has been suspended, and this has actually sparked debate among some top people who see it to be the wrong thing for the president to do. But then, for my side, I feel like, well, maybe they still need more time to investigate into the matter. Even though the matter has been sent to the front desk of the Council of State. The
Council of State.
Yes. But I feel like maybe they still wanted to go home. You go home and relax whilst, we do
She should go and relax.
Oh, yes. Go home and relax whilst we do the background checks, and then whatever it is, you hear from us. So this is not something you should panic. Nobody's supposed to panic about this.
But don't you think it's more or less like them telling her to, go away? But if you were in the shoes of the Chief Justice, what would you have done?
What would I have done? So this is the case. I know I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
And all of a sudden...
And you are very sure of yourself you're doing the right thing.
I'm very sure of myself I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
And all of a sudden there is a letter that you've been suspended. Go home. What should I do? I'll go home and relax. Because for me, I feel, even though maybe it might be painful, you'll be asking yourself, what exactly did I do? But then listen, if you know your case is fair, if you know you've delivered according to the will of the people and not according to the will of any political party, come on, this is a call for celebration. You go home and then you enjoy whilst they do their investigations. And if at the end of the day, that's it.
That's it.
And I know definitely they are not going to come out to tell us that you've been sacked without them giving you reasons why you've been sacked. And mind you, there's been a survey where almost, I'll say 53% or 60% of Ghanaians are saying that they want the Chief Justice sacked. And I know they have their own reasons for that. So the suspension, I know people are saying that, and I saw an article where they said the current government has sacked the Chief Justice because they want to bring in someone that will help to sack the EC as well. I don't know whether that is alleged though. I don't know whether it's right or not. But this is it. She has been suspended. This is no cause for alarm. Everybody should calm down. Her good deeds
will speak for her. Miss Regina, what do you make of the whole drama when it comes to the suspension of the CJ?
Okay, so I would say the suspension of the CJ, either right or wrong, depends on the context as to why they suspended him. Maybe it might be politically motivated, or they went through the right channel, which is the legal process, to make sure that she was suspended. But as at now, whether it's should I say right, whether it's wrong, no further communication has been brought on board. No further communication have been brought to the public for us to really know what is wrong. But the little I can say about this whole issue is, if she believes that she's not into any kind of fishy deal, then I don't see any cause for alarm. She should just go home, make sure that she do her part of the deal. She do maybe if there's any investigation, she can help in the investigation and all that. But this is not an issue, or this is not a cause of alarm. Yeah.
But this has never happened in Ghana here before, that the president will remove a CJ in office. But it has happened. And people
There's
are scared.
There's always a first time for everything.
Yeah. And people are complaining that if this has happened, if it's happening now, then there's a probability it's going to happen again. And that is what people are scared for. And now people are also bashing the president. They are telling the president, if indeed people have sent petition that you should remove the CJ, why don't you just publish the petition? Do you think it's right for the president to publish the petition that people have formed against the CJ?
No.
You think it should remain confidential?
So they are done with their investigation. And the rest are sure that what the people are saying is tallying with the results they've gathered so far.
Right.
Then they can make it known. But in a case where deep investigations has not been done, you the one doing the investigation, you are not really sure whether what is in the petition is going to tally with the information you are going to gather. Then why should you publish it? You remember before this petition started, someone was like, the petition has already been leaked, and then people saw it. And people are into law and stuff, so like it's wrong.
It's wrong for the petition to come out
so
to the
it's
face of the
supposed to be
Ghanaian.
something like confidential or something.
It's supposed to be something
yeah.
confidential. And immediately this news broke, the minority held a press conference.
They will.
The money press conference, they're 5 and 6.
They will definitely. And you see, this is common because we feel like you were in power before, and then you appoint Regina,
right?
And then after 4 years, they boot you out, and then they brought me in. I feel like Regina cannot cooperate with me to do what I want to do. Right. But in a way, I feel like it shouldn't be like that, though, because you, the person that you've been appointed, even though you were appointed by a political party, you are not there for the political party. You are equally there for everyone. So it should be like a fair play. But you see, in a case where they realize that when your party was in power, you were doing things in favor. I'm not saying the Chief Justice did something, because I have no evidence that she did something in favor of, the party that appointed her into the position she's holding now. But then that is the fear. Because I feel like when I bring something on board, you'll be like, no. And black mind, the thing will just drop. Be like, wait. So to prevent everything like things from negative things from happening, then I have to bring in someone who understands me. You get it? Someone that when I bring something on board, you're not going to oppose it.
All right.
And because of our selfish gain, I also put it that way. Because if the thing is wrong or right, since you are my party member and I've appointed you, you just have to comply. And that one is wrong.
You just have to comply. Well, we are still waiting, and then we are still on the watch as to whether she's being suspended indefinitely or she will be removed at all. We are here. We will hear about that. All right, let's dive into our news headline for today. Ghana to offer 1,000 ECOWAS scholarship. President John Dramani Mahama has announced a new initiative by the Ghanaian government to offer 1,000 scholarships to tertiary students from across the ECOWAS sub-region to study in Ghanaian universities. Speaking at the official launch of the ECOWAS 50th anniversary in Accra on Tuesday, April 4th, President Mahama emphasized the importance of regional integration, dialogue, and peaceful coexistence. He said the scholarship program aims to bridge social-cultural gaps among young people in West Africa and promote a sense of unity. To mark this moment and strengthen regional bonds, Ghana is offering 1,000 scholarships to tertiary students across the ECOWAS sub-region to study in our universities. This is what the president said. Let us position our sub-region not only as a political and economic bloc, but as a diplomatic anchor for the continent, a model of integration, dialogue, and peaceful coexistence. So yeah, President John Dramani Mahama announced yesterday at the 50th anniversary of the ECOWAS celebration, saying that Ghana is to offer 1,000 ECOWAS scholarship to tertiary students right here in Ghana. What do you make of it? What is your overview of the president coming out to announce this?
Well, when I saw it yesterday, like I laughed.
Why did you laugh?
I laughed because it was
Are you a beneficiary?
It was a bit funny though, but you see, it has its positive and negative aspect. Yeah. So the positive side is, to promote regional solidarity. Like it's going to promote unity and cooperation between Ghana and other African countries. Right. And then you see, President Mahama, do you know what he is doing?
What are you doing?
Because of this conflict and stuff, and then it looks as if other countries are pushing this Niger, Burkina Faso that are involved in coup. They see them to be a terror to other African countries. But President Mahama is trying to do something that will bring this kind of unity. That even though, the country is being ruled by soldiers, he doesn't want them to feel as if they are not part of the ECOWAS. Because if you remember, when this coup happened, they actually draw them away from the ECOWAS, because they were like, they should bring back the normal way where a party will lead the country and not military ruling over the country. So President Mahama is trying to make them feel like, see, even though military is ruling over your country, you are part of ECOWAS, and you want to promote this unity. And this we didn't see during the previous government. We will be sincere, I'm not doing politics here, but we didn't see it. We didn't see it during the previous government. But wait, let's look at the negative aspect as well. You are giving foreign countries scholarships.
Oh, it's for Ghanaians as well.
No, it's for Ghanaians, but 1,000 scholarships for other countries. Which means other countries, students from other countries will come here and then study. How many Ghanaians have you given scholarship? Like, you've been given scholarships to study in your country?
Oh, it's there.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before.
You've been given scholarship to stay, not like abroad though. You've been given the scholarship like study here.
Here in Ghana.
In Ghana.
Oh yeah,
it's there.
It's there.
How many of them? Would it amount to 50%?
Well, I wouldn't say that would amount to that.
Okay, and what does it imply?
I don't know.
Okay, it's for me. It implies that our education system is not solid enough, and so we give you the scholarship, and then we prefer you go outside to study, and now we are giving scholarship to other countries to come and learn in our country. So if we feel like it's good enough, we have good, source of education here, why don't we give the scholarship to our people more? Are you getting me? Looks like you're not getting me.
I'm a bit lost.
You're a bit lost. Don't be lost. This is what I'm saying. We give scholarship to students. We give scholarship to our own students. And then the scholarship is like, you go to abroad or choose any school, maybe Harvard University or whatever it is, and we are going to pay your tuition fee and everything for 4 years or 7 years. Are going to study in abroad. That's fine. But you have 1,000 scholarships, and this scholarship is to, more students from other African countries coming to study in our country.
No, I think you are getting this wrong.
No.
So President John Dramani Mahama has announced a new initiative by the Ghanaian government to offer 1,000 scholarships to tertiary students from across the ECOWAS SAP region.
Which means Ghana is also part.
Oh, definitely. Ghana is also part because we are part of the ECOWAS.
Exactly. And other African countries are also part.
But not necessarily maybe to study here in Ghana.
Oh, but that is it. That is what he's trying to say. To study here. In our country here, Ghana. So you think the government of Ghana will give someone a scholarship from, let's say, France, and then you study in the Western world? No, it doesn't make sense.
But we have students from other countries studying here, so I don't think it's a new thing.
No, it's not a new thing, but this is scholarship. Free tuition. And then let's dive away from that. Okay. Now they are coming to study here. After they are done with their studies or anything, are they going to stay here to impact what they've learned? We should look at that as well, because here lies the case. We are giving scholarship to people, neighboring countries, African countries for that matter, and then let's over 1,000, right? And then they are here to study, acquire knowledge. Now, as they are acquiring the knowledge, is good. But the question is, after they've acquired the knowledge, are they going to stay back in the country, impact it here, or they are going back to their country to impact what they've learned in our country?
Here in our country. Obviously, if they get the opportunity to find jobs here, why not? Some of them would like to stay and then work in the country.
But I'm not sure it's going to be that easy. Because see, even when you are done with school, with your national service, if you say you want, I can't remember one time we're asking if you can go to other country. They said no, you have to serve your country first. So just imagine students coming here to study. They study and then they acquire the knowledge and everything, and afterwards they're not in the country to impart the knowledge, and they are going back to their own countries. So that's why I said that this scholarship things, in a way, it's good, in a way it's bad. In a way it's bad. So we have to focus on both the positive aspect and the negative aspect as well.
Miss Eugenia, what do you make of the whole story?
I'll say it is a commendable initiative brought up by our President John Dramani Mahama. It is commendable in the sense that I would say this is the first of its kind, as she said.
Yeah.
In our past administration, we are not doing politics.
Please don't bash them. We are tired. Don't bash them.
But as she said, I was saying we have to look at the positive and negative aspect of it. First of all, do we have the funds to do that?
I don't believe if we didn't have the funds. President Mahama go and stand there.
1,000.
1,000.
And you know, this 1,000 people is not only about their tuition fees,
the accommodation.
Exactly. And you need to be giving them allowances. I'm lying. You definitely need to give them allowances because these people are coming from their country to a new country altogether. They are not familiar with the environments they are in. Which work are they even going to acquire?
So they are here to learn.
Exactly.
And just learn like that.
No.
They are here to
accommodation,
learn.
allowances.
Just like the way some of Ghanaian students also go out there to go and learn.
But you know,
and then
do you know that some students who live here to go outside, even though they are paid there, Ghana as a country still sends them allowances.
Yes.
And I just learned that recently the allowances is about to be how's it called, increased.
And some students is he hungry? No, hungry or say Hungarians or some students they were actually protesting.
Their allowances haven't been paid for I think 7 to 9 months.
Yes,
if I'm right.
So even though they are there, the government is still bearing their costs.
Right. Anyway, but I think it's a good call.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a good call for President Mahama to come out to say that they're giving 1,000 people scholarship. I think it's a good call. All right, moving on. Africa needs comprehensive diaspora integration policies. The Queen Mother of Ejiso Abenase in the Asante region, Nana Okosua Sewadi I, has called for the development of a comprehensive policy across the African continent to facilitate the smooth return and integration of the African diaspora. She said such a policy was essential to ensure that people of African descent returning to the continent feel genuinely welcomed and could settle seamlessly into the society. Speaking on the importance of the Year of Return initiative and its role in reconnecting Africa with its diaspora, the Ejiso Abenase Queen Mother noted that while symbolic gestures were meaningful, practical policy measures must follow to support the unique experiences of descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. So in her words, she said, this is crucial for healing, rebuilding connections, and fostering a true sense of belonging, she said at the 4th section of the United Nations Permanent Forum on People of African Descent. Ms. Debbie?
Yes.
Were you paying attention at all?
I was really paying attention. Okay, so what she said, right, is good because it's going to foster this kind of cooperation between this country and other countries. Is that not what she's trying to? Is that what she's relating to?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to foster cooperation between our country and African countries. You know, earlier on I said that those, especially let me use Niger and Burkina Faso for instance, where there is coup and stuffs, we feel like coup is a taboo, like something that must not happen.
What?
A taboo.
What is a taboo? Coup.
No, I am saying that we Africans see coup to be a taboo.
As in coup d'etat.
Coup d'etat, yes.
Wow.
It's a taboo everywhere.
It is. Yes, it's actually a big trend.
Yes, and you can be killed.
Exactly. We see it as a taboo. So when we see other African countries, going through that, we feel like, no, we don't want to associate ourselves with them because they might end up manipulating us, and then, that same thing will happen in our country. But the thing is, if you are doing the right thing, no one is going to stage a coup. So what she is saying, it's a very good one. The cooperation between African and other countries will actually help because, listen, we do a lot of things in Ghana here. We export from other neighboring countries. Even tomatoes. It's not Burkina Faso we buy tomatoes. I think sometimes, if I'm not lying, we import tomatoes from Burkina Faso. Even common onions. Onion. Someone said it, onion. So onion. Common onion. We even export it from other neighboring African countries. So just imagine you are not having a good relation with this African, your neighboring country. How are you going to survive? And you see, when this flying container issue happened and a lot of issues with this energy sector, I learned that some time ago Ghana went to Nigeria also, to bargain on something to help us with our power and stuff. So just imagine we don't have a good tie with Nigeria. How are we going to survive? So you see, all these things, it counts. It's not only about like Ghana. Just imagine we don't import anything anywhere and then we are on our own. With that, it makes sense. But we import from other countries. They also import from us. We go there, we have conversation and stuff on how to develop the countries and all that. So it's a good one. It's definitely a good one. And it's going to promote relation and a whole lot.
All right.
As far as sharing cultures and...
Miss Eugenia.
Yeah, so I would say Africa needs comprehensive diaspora integration policies. It's very, very, very necessary. And I would say the African diaspora includes millions of highly skilled professionals, entrepreneurs, academics, and creatives with proper policies. When we all come together to do this, we can contribute knowledge transfer, technology innovation, business investment, mentorship and education, and secondly, economic empowerment. Because when these people come into the country, even though they are Africans, it's I would say that sometimes I say, excuse me to use this line, as me even though they are no, even though they are Africans, when they come, it's like Ghanaians going to the outside of Ghana to see certain things. Allo do villain something.
Say it in English.
It's not coming.
I also don't know how to put it. Like the way they embrace culture.
Exactly. And these people are ready to invest. And you know, with these people,
when they come to the country and they see that you have a potential, and they think they are going to make some kind of like ends of it, they like to.
And
invest.
even with this art day, a typical Ghanaian will not even take, is it 300 cedis, 400 cedis, 500 cedis to buy that thing.
But when they come here,
they would buy. Even if
I don't know, they really appreciate things like this.
Exactly.
Even common, what's the name? You know, they use wood to carve elephants. And all stuff to carve elephants and stuff. People come from the Western world and they want to buy that. And at the price of 300-25, you know me, I won't use my 300 to go and buy a carve of a
Oh no, I won't do that.
Like, when they come, like, you know what be saying, especially because the elephant, they've designed the neck with this Ghanaian culture kente. You see, so it's very nice. So it's all counts.
Yeah, so I feel like engaging this diaspora and involving them in our communities will go a long way. Is there anything you want to add up, Miss Regina?
Okay, so this is a little something we've put together that we need to read out.
All right.
Okay, so Africa needs comprehensive diaspora integration policies, which means that African countries should develop and implement policies that effectively engage, involve, and utilize the skills, resources, and expertise of their diaspora communities. Diaspora communities refer to people of African descent living outside their ancestral countries, often in other parts of the world. These individuals can contribute to their countries of origin through remittances, that is sending money back to family or investing in businesses. And we also have the knowledge transfer, sharing expertise, skills, and knowledge, and also investing in businesses, infrastructure, or other projects. And lastly, advocacy, promoting their country's interests abroad. So this all comes together to give us a comprehensive
policy. So you think it's going to go a long way if those policies are being laid out or being implemented?
It will help.
Right.
So definitely. And it can also facilitate cultural exchange. I mean, when you go to other countries, the day I'll step outside of this country, I'll make sure like I learn about the cultures of other countries as well. We normally see them in movies and stuff.
Right.
The movies we watch, they are a display of the culture and the way of living of some countries. Ghanaian movie is attributed to the way we treat ourselves here, like our culture and everything, especially the Kuma wood. And yet, but at least you learn something from it. And then Nollywood, when you watch some of their traditional movies, you see how they display their cultures. So when you get there personally, you want to experience it. Like you want to have a feel of it. It's far different from you reading it and then viewing it on your phone or on tele. So it will also go a long way.
Yeah, so it will also go a long way. All right, moving on to our last news headline for today. Government to seize all gold from illegal mining to fund Galamsey cleanup. The government of Ghana has decided that all gold tracked through illegal mining activities and confiscated through the blockchain tracking system by the Ghana Gold Board will be sold, and the proceeds used to finance the reclamation of illegal mine areas. A senior presidential advisor, Joyce Bawa Mukhtari, has said. In an interview with Weasel TV on Sunday, Ms. Bawa Mukhtari said the Ghana Gold Board was working to ensure that all illegally mined gold does not enter the formal market. She explained that funds generated from the sales of such confiscated gold would go into cleaning polluted water bodies and rehabilitating lands that have been degraded over the years as a result of unregulated mining. She indicated that the gold bond would rely on international standards to trace the origin of gold brought to market, drawing parallels to certification scheme introduced to curb the trade and conflict diamonds. So this is what Presidential Advisor Ms. Joyce Bauer is saying, that any gold that will be found illegally or has been illegally mined will be sold and then used to clean up the water bodies. But wouldn't this encourage people to still mine illegally?
Because if you are wasting your time to mine illegally,
and then
and what you are
gold
getting
will be sold
exactly. So I feel it's a bold and strategic move, very bold and strategic move, because when they brought up the initiative of them wanting to stop this illegal mining Galamsey of a thing, the only thoughts running through my mind, which money are these people using to do all this? Definitely the people you are deploying to go to some water bodies, go to some reserves to make sure that this thing are being stopped, you definitely pay them. Is it our money, the taxpayers' money? So I feel that when they want to reclaim this gold from these people, first of all, it will deter them, because it's like you are doing should I say monkey they work, baboon they chop. It's something like that, so it would help.
For me, it's not a good step.
It is.
It's not a good step to stop illegal mining.
All right.
Seizing gold from illegal miners, and you think that's a bold step or
it
a bold
is bullshit.
initiative?
Why is it not bold?
Galamsey.
I quite like Ubregu.
Yes.
We Ubregu. Where are you going to get it? Even the steps we've, or the, what's the name? The initiatives we've brought on board to stop illegal miners, and me and stop you more. And you are saying this is going to deter others. This illegal money we are talking about, illegal miners we are talking about, they've actually acquired masters or master's degree.
But here lies the case.
Illegally.
I think Gold Board is the only company that is set to sell gold here in this country. So any other person that sells gold is selling it illegally.
And you think seizing the gold from them will deter them from mining illegally.
Yes, it's because at the long one, at the long run, it wouldn't be profitable.
And you think
you mine
this illegal miners will not get different ways or a different means in smuggling their gold out of the country? See, these people we are dealing with, they are terrorists. In fact, they are. Yeah.
So you think it's not a good move for the government to seize all the gold from illegal miners?
It's not a good move. It's not a good
Why do you say
but
so?
I thought I heard of something blockchain tracking system.
Yeah.
So it's a technology integration using a blockchain tracking system to trace illegal mine gold. Yeah, sure.
It's just a big English we are reading out there. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. They might start it, but how sure are we that they are going to sustain it? And then you tell me that when you seize gold from these people, it will deter them from mining, and then the money will be used for what?
To clean up the water bodies, what they have destroyed. So it's not like the government is going to keep the money. So you've destroyed the water body. I find you, I seize the gold, I sell it, and I use to clean the water bodies, of which you have degraded.
And you think it will help? Well, for me, it's not a good one, though.
So which other way do you think the government can go about it?
It's not
when these illegal miners are being caught with gold, what's the best way?
So when they are being caught with the gold, first of all, they take the gold for them, and then they jail the people and prosecute them.
And what do they use the gold for? They should swallow it.
How would they swallow the gold? They can't swallow the gold.
So what should they use it for?
They can't swallow the gold. The gold will definitely be sold in here and then generate revenue for the country. But this is what I'm saying.
So which money should the government use to clean the water bodies that they have destroyed?
Which money should the government
use to clean the water bodies that they have destroyed?
They should sacrifice them and use them to clean the water bodies.
Are you serious?
Oh yes. They should sacrifice them and use them to clean the water bodies.
Moving on.
It's a means of cleansing.
All right, this is where we draw the curtains for a news headline review. Right after this, we have Debbie's Grill. Miss Debbie, are you ready for us? They should sacrifice them.
They should sacrifice them. They should sacrifice them, yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So thank you for making time with me always on the Debbie's Grill. Now, same on the issue of illegal mining. Yesterday, a concerned group took to the streets to pour out their grievances concerning illegal mining, and making the public know that they are setting an official date to demonstrate and protest against illegal mining. And the only place they could pour out their grievances is to go to Circle, our own Circle here, to tell what they feel like and how to curb illegal mining. Now, let's look at this. The steps we have to take in curbing illegal mining is not about we holding a paper and then reading out what we feel like is the best way to curb it. I said this yesterday and I'll still repeat it. Curbing illegal mining has to take a proactive measure, a step that will curb it completely. But wait, if we feel like we will just sit down and then think about anything at all and then feel like this is the best way to stop illegal mining, then trust me, it's not going to help us as a country. And we know that illegal mining is being mined in most especially the eastern region and in the Ashanti region as well. And so if you are thinking, if you want to, say something and then make the people know that this is what you are talking about, why not go to where the people are located themselves? And I feel like, it shouldn't always be about we arresting the people and prosecuting them. It's not going to help us. We arresting the people and then allowing them to go just like that. And allowing them to go just like that. If the people are arrested, they should be prosecuted. And that is the only thing that can help us stop illegal mining in the country. But then if they are arrested and at the end of the day we don't see anything happening to it, then what is the way forward? Then what are we doing? It shows how unserious we are as a country. And it shows how we are not ready enough to stop this issue. I said here yesterday that I will be very pained if I should sit here again to talk about this issue. But you see, of late, when you on your social media, every place you go, it has to do with illegal mining and how bad it is affecting us. Yesterday, I think the health minister, unannounced, went to the Tamale Teaching Hospital because of some issues they feel like it doesn't sit well. And then the complaint they can give was shortage of water. I know when it comes to Tamale, it has to do with a lot with, shortage of water and stuff. And what do we think is causing all these issues? Is it not Galamsey? We were here and then come for Anoche Hospital said there was no water and so they cannot operate. And this is a very big issue that we are not supposed to joke with. But it looks as if we don't really care. It looks as if we don't really care. And it's very bad. It's so painful that we see something coming closer. A death trap. We've seen a death trap and then we are jumping into it. Instead of us walking away from it, we are rather jumping into it. And are we sure this is going to help us as a country? Now, I watched a clip where someone is saying that just imagine it is in the Western world that they have this kind of natural resources and stuff. They are going to guard it very well and make sure that no one comes across it. But for us, Ghana, as we know, is a Father Christmas, country. We are so open that we allow everyone actor into the country. They get their way out and then we don't even care. We allow them to go scot-free. Does it really sit well with you when you actually arrest someone, a foreign national involved in illegal mining, and the only thing you can do is to deport the person? We think that's the only way we can solve illegal mining. Then we are joking as a country. We need to sit up. We need to sit up. And then, think deep and come out with bold solutions to stop illegal mining. Since it is alleged that some top political officials are involved in this illegal mining issue. And recently we all saw what happened. Revoking, licenses of some claimed, mining sector which claimed they are mining legally. And if all these people are arrested or they are being brought out and they are not passed through the right channel, then it will rather be a conducive environment for these people to mine more. And I saw a video where someone was like, our party is in, so they should let us enjoy. Enjoy what? Is illegal mining a national heritage? Is it, sorry to say, is it your family property that you are inheriting and then your party is in, so they should allow you to mine? Mine what? You are destroying our water bodies and our forest reserves. This is what we are saying. And so, as I said earlier on, a proactive measure, a bold step to stop illegal mining and arrest all those involved in it. That is the only way we can send a signal of seriousness to other countries. Thank you for making time with me on Davis Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie. Why would you why would you catch people mining at Galamsey site and the best thing you can do to them is deport them? I don't understand. Whilst when you go to other countries and these people are caught doing something bad, we Ghanaians, they'll punish us. So why is it that the minister will come out and say that these people, they should be deported? Why? Interior Minister, right? Was he not the one that made that statement? Yeah, he was the one. Please, that deportation, me say, I wish I had spiritual powers. If I catch those people like that, I'll beat them spiritually. All right, Miss Regina, what do you have for us today in history?
All right. So today in history, and live on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, where we bring you fascinating, educative, and entertaining facts in history. 1993. Voting for electoral independence on this day in 1993, after a long history of foreign rule and decades of war. The small East African country of Eritrea began 3 days of voting on a referendum to make official its independence from Ethiopia. 1998. James L. Ray, convicted of assassinating Martin Luther King Jr., died in prison in Nashville, Tennessee, at the age of 70. His death occurred on April 23, 1998, and was attributed to kidney failure and liver failure caused by hepatitis C. On April 23, 1984, U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services Margaret Heckler announced that researchers had identified the virus believed to cause AIDS. This virus, initially named HTLV3 by Dr. Robert Gallo and his colleagues, was later officially named HIV. This announcement, alongside the development of a diagnostic blood test, marked a significant milestone in understanding and combating AIDS. Today is World Laboratory Day. It is celebrated annually, recognizes the vital role of laboratories in scientific research and development, highlighting their contributions to human progress and the dedication of laboratory professionals. Moving to some did you know for today. Did you know that honeybees communicate with each other using a form of dance called the waggle dance, which informs the colony about the location, quality, and distance of food sources? This dance serves as a language for bees, enabling them to share crucial information about resources. Did you know that 1 in 3 people globally lack access to safely managed drinking water? This means that around 26% of the world's population does not have access to clean drinking water. Lastly, did you know that trees can communicate with each other through a network of underground fungi, often referred to as the Wood Wide Web? This fungi, known as mycorrhizal fungi, form a network that connects the roots of different trees and plants, allowing them to share resources like water, nutrients, and even chemical signals. And this is where I end today's Today in History. And did you know, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show? Join me same time tomorrow for more and amazing, fascinating facts.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for that fascinating fact. You said today is what?
World Laboratory
And what
Day.
are we supposed to be doing? Are you supposed to visit the laboratory, or is? Oh, I'm just asking. Oh no, are we supposed to visit?
So this event recognizes the vital role of laboratories in scientific research and development, highlighting their contributions to human progress and the dedication of laboratory professionals. So I think right. You can also go there.
You can visit the laboratory.
You can visit them.
So if you haven't visited a laboratory before, I think this is the day you need to go and visit the laboratory. Hospitals, right? Or all labs at all?
All labs at all.
Anything that...
All lab is lab.
All lab is lab. So
Yes.
not necessarily the hospital lab or science laboratory.
Yeah.
So any lab.
You can even go to SHS. They have laboratory there.
Yeah, they have the science lab and the ICT lab.
Yeah.
So anything that has...
You are talking about scientific laboratory.
But it's also laboratory. You said lab day.
ICT laboratory.
Yes, back in school we had ICT laboratory. Producer, why are you looking at me with a side eye? All right, this is where we bring the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show to a close. Right after this, we'll be coming up with the second segment. Please stick and stay with us.
to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond. Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
Ghana Talks Radio. Welcome to Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. My name is Pakwesi Omare. A beautiful morning, rainy morning to you wherever you are. The rain has been sufficient in the voice of the Bible. So no, adults. Challenge on abome. Sorry. Abome raw fit I'm natching. Sure. Easy. But we thank God we are here in the studios on your airways once again, bringing you the most delightful show in the city of Accra and the studios of Ghana Talks Radio. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Pakwesi Omare, and the studios with me anchoring the show is my beautiful listener who has been laughing and laughing and laughing. I don't know what the weather is communicating to her, but it seems she feels so positive about the weather today. As if you have any agenda because of this weather, I am praying to God that that agenda doesn't come to pass. Amen.
The agenda might be with you.
Hey. That's controversial, man.
He's back again.
The agenda might be with you.
Again, eh?
So be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, so it's another delightful day. The NPP Communications member will be joining us later on the show. He isn't here yet because of some inconveniences, which happens to be because of the rain and some traffic issues. But surely he will be joining us. Before then, you had the beautiful ladies on the show bringing you the newspaper review and the news. All these came from Esinam, Regina, and Debbie. Omoya ade ye ma ho fefo mo studio ha minim say omunti na mema bebre omuti show yi but nyankopon na ye boafo. So yes, that was the first segment of the show, and this is the second segment where we bring you various topic discussions, things roaming around the town. And in regards to that, yesterday something happened. Yeah, let's go into some just by the ways before we get into the real discussions. Yesterday, I know what Dubik is thinking I'm going to say, but that is not it. In fact, we have not thought
about anything. I'm still pondering on you saying Zuna Boafia Homache. You get it? I'm still. That's why he said Zuna Bonafia Homache. So now what him fan? Oko hin nsuo no ntimi bo wa homache za.
Baby, I met here, I may be adwuma no. I'm sorry I am not sure.
Nsuo no started around 4:30 more.
Is it 4?
It started 4.
No. Mountains and started 4.
Mountains started time.
I started around 3. Maybe sorry 4. I started by 3:20. Because me say me kramani hit it. Woo. And I'm sorry, I'm share time. We say no 3:20. So I'm who say so now started bomb from air drizzle gidi. I'm sure okay.
It's Saturday night I see you now ba.
Oh no, now I say me ko nam ko sani aboa. Ti me ko chill na me de na ba ho very relaxing any ade.
Onya sure say na wo jo bi kwan.
Asa 3. Na me wo be sa me a won go 3 o.
I say bi a wo wia.
O ko ta me.
Ade a wo wia de.
Wo be sa me 3. A 3 na adwuma na ye dem.
Esi na ma say we interest what time I be ko no. Time I be ko no. Ada onya ho abeko.
Oh de.
Onya na abesra no. Ede ya akosra no. Oh.
Na alpha wa ye testimony no.
Madam fu be a friend of Marina. It is investor say after esi na Marina.
Why?
I don't know a friend is.
Marina. Say Marina e din e medentia.
Okay. And yeah, just by the way she were in the year there ban. For quite some time, in fact, it's almost a week now. We've seen news. People complaining about Tamale Teaching Hospital. Said their cost were on in year and staff for no year there and then I say so many complaints. And yesterday, the Minister of Health took a surprise visit, another guest visit. They didn't know he was coming, nothing. Okodu wana issue BSc. Yes, it's an issue of negligence. That's what they are saying. Someone has died and they think that it's because of some negligence that happened in Tinekosi Nipanu. And Minister Kodu Hona Minister Bisa Assembly Muye. But watch the video no? Have you watched the video?
I've not watched
it. Okay. And Minister Kodu na obisa de ma ebasa. And the doctor in attendance there, so no share patients not all case. Ye didn't pan by and was a case of emergency, but now was saying intubating was the intubation. And they would need a ventilator. But then na ventilator need ER. Now also more a different ward, maybe a ventilator and ward. Omoko pebi also omoko no name say I occupied or something like that baby basabi and by the time omo ye na agency enti na say minister probing into the issue asking the doctor so but at least in come to me I say ma mo continue ni pano for some time and I say na doctor na chere say it's an issue of ventilator. You need ventilator. See your ventilators and kasa nyema nyina everything. So the minister was going on to, I mean, in a calm way, tell the doctor so, but yeah, Metiasa say ventilator say, but then and can say, and the doctor also felt say, Abia, the work and minister and say. Ntiemo also stepped in again. So it became like a rebuttal. Minister Neka na and people are bashing the minister. The minister also got angry. And it was like, then I make us na wokasa, at least make us say all these things. One nipa newu minister about. I don't know if the minister was blaming the doctor for the cause of the death. And the doctor is also making the minister understand saying your ventilators kasa DNC and it has caused a diverse dialogue on social media, especially people think the minister doesn't understand the issues of health because what's here nipa doctor naka ventilation asem no still on kasa nke was doctor ne find the way be or whatsoever ebi nso fele say nke was doctor ni nya abotre at least minister na kasa kra on the ontie wie sense aso no nso person prove point no nti akoye nsem bebre so far no ya te say CEO awo TTH on the ya fire no.
Yeah, I saw that.
So on the me say na juma Nijumedi or Tamale Teaching Hospital Abbey. But what do you make of this whole outburst, this whole thing that happened? The minister's surprise visit, the death of the person, the outburst between the minister and the doctor. Who is at fault here?
Well, I wouldn't say it's the doctor.
Okay.
Because you equally mentioned that they don't have ventilation.
Yeah.
To keep the person.
Yeah,
intubate the person, and that was as a result of the person dying. So I think maybe the minister should have maybe listened to the doctor, but it looked like it was back and forth. Yeah, I want to listen to you. I also need to say something, and then I feel that there's always a better approach when it comes to issues like this. Maybe you guys can sit down, but not to do it in front of camera for everyone to see that you are bashing a whole doctor in the Tamale Teaching Hospital. I felt it wasn't right for him to do that in front of everyone. You can rebuke the person backdoor. Now, coming to the person losing their lives, I don't think the doctor is to be blamed, because I believe if that equipment was there, that person could have been saved. Yeah, as to why people are bashing the minister, maybe it could be because of the banter that was going on between them right in the face of camera. That could be the reason people are bashing him.
Okay.
But I don't feel the doctor is to be blamed. There are no equipment, so you don't expect me to, perform magic or something.
Oh, okay.
You see,
Still.
You see,
Yeah.
there are some jobs that you are not allowed to make excuses. You are not allowed to make excuses. And the medical field is part of it. Once you make an excuse, somebody dies. So even when you go to the medical school, they teach you to improvise. If you are a nurse, they teach you to improvise. You remember there was a case that somebody delivered what do you call it? A woman in labor in a bus. By using polythene bags as what do you call it? Gloves. You remember that story, right?
Well, I remember the person delivered in the bus. Someone helped him, but I don't know.
Yeah, the lady used polythene bags as gloves to deliver the woman in the bus, in a moving bus, not like the bus had stopped. So to say that there wasn't whatever it is, and because of that we should be excused, and it doesn't. Okay. Somebody died, man. Somebody died. In as much as the minister's approach to addressing the issue is problematic itself. I think that as a medical doctor, you are not allowed to make excuses. I don't have this, I don't have that. Doesn't come at all. What about those in the villages who don't even have anything at all? Sometimes even needles to inject, they don't have, but they still take care of people. If they were to make excuses, what do you think would happen? Snake bites people in the villages all the time, and they go to the clinics and they don't have antivenoms. But the doctors there in these villages improvise and save their lives. So to say there was not this, and because of that this happened, is to me a weak argument per se. But well, it happened, the person is dead. We can only learn from it, moving forward, and make sure it never happens again. If somebody loses his or her life, it's not something that we should just gloss over and then say it is okay. It's not.
Okay. Well, but have you watched the video?
I had snippet of it. I couldn't watch the full video, but I had snippet of it.
Okay. Now let's take the issue point by point. First, let's look at, you did mention the minister's approach
being problematic.
Yes. What do you think was problematic about the minister's approach?
Okay. The way the minister wanted to go about it, I felt that even confronting the doctor was wrong.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
He could have asked to speak or be briefed on the matter by the doctor superior. You get it? There's a superior there who answers to maybe the administrator. The administrator answers to the regional health directorate. The health directorate now. You see, there's a chain of command. The minister could have used that chain of command to get to know what really happened.
Yeah.
You get it? But on the floor right there, like emotions were high. So if you go there and then you want to know what happened there and then, you might get people giving you conflicting accounts on what happened.
Okay.
But if he had relaxed and then established, he could have even empaneled a committee, giving them like 3 days mandate. Tell me, probe into the issues and tell me what really happened.
Okay.
It would have been better than just going there and then asking for what happened. Sometimes it is good to be hands-on, but you should select the situations that you're going to be hands-on on.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
So that is how I see the whole thing.
That's how you see the whole thing. Okay. Is it?
Well, I don't have much to say with regards to this because I didn't really watch the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You wanted to say something?
No, that was all.
Okay. The issue of ventilator, and I can boldly say that this is not the only hospital that has spoken about lack of equipment or health materials to enable them work effectively. In this case, there is a doctor's report that if we had a ventilator, probably we could have saved the person's life. But we've been complaining, yet nothing has been done. And this ventilator is actually serving almost 80% of the northern region. Because I think that's the biggest hospital in the northern region.
Yeah.
And such an institution doesn't have a ventilator for emergency response.
Yeah.
Don't you think the Ministry of Health is supposed to be blamed here? Rather than the minister trying to, I don't know,
bash the doctor.
The doctor. In terms of the bashing, before we answer this question I asked, the reason I wanted to make sure each of us have really watched the video is this. I hadn't watched the video until I followed people's comments on social media. They were like, "Na obia only any medical background, yeah, then you know, Minister of Health." Now this is so I was like, then let me really watch the video. I've watched the video, I think 8 times. I wanted to be sure.
Really?
Looking at the minister, clearly he didn't go there to bash anyone. How he began the conversation. He didn't go there. In fact, the main reason why he went there, I think, was to look at how the nurses, because that was mostly the complaints they were receiving. Almost nurses in Shada anytime. Anna or more washrooms near there, you need cry. Even the wards, they don't keep there tidy. So I think that was what the minister actually went there to have a look at.
Right.
But Okopia same way, so say we see. And yes, I have a particular anti Okoye. And asking the question, he was very calm. Initially, he was calm. But you can tell the doctor had issues. I don't blame him. He's a doctor. Sometimes these doctors are the ones who even fund the medical whatever for the patients.
You see, that can never be an excuse.
No, you let me finish. I'm coming. So, with his, I don't know, I said
frustrated. His
frustration, I kind of understand because and then they were not minister 1-on-1. Or person minister who says anka ye wo ventilators are. Okay, you to say
right.
But how people are bashing the minister? As a minister, no ko attack doctor. One, he was only asking the doctor how this got to happen. He didn't really program it to even be on camera. Or do call for inspection. He's a minister. Or call state inspection. Cameras are supposed to be there. It's automatic. One cause or probi doctors be and IBB and they are off camera. But they do a initial inspection. And I will be sassing. And how will be sassing? Now, minister, young can crow when Sir Ghana food did no quarter pine and say, me and this me and people in the can quarter. The minister wasn't annoyed. But how Obisa and now or Kasampa? Now, Doctor Nachipu in. He felt attacked. That is how I see it. It felt disrespectful, even if it was me. If you don't consciously make your mind to ignore it, you react to what the doctor did. You will.
I per se, I watched the excerpts of the video, and the whole issue is that the medical director of TTH, he sat down, allowed them to import machines that were not functional. Have you watched that part of the video?
Yes, just
did you watch? I'm just asking. Did that? I haven't. A woman compare. So I heard 8 times in Dubai. So what can I say? As a medical superintendent of any hospital, near the infidie now your inspection, now infidie near Juma. Now what can I say? Minister Bahwa. Doctors no betimi aye ne omo pa bi a kire ministers because they feel say the minister is enabling you to do what you are doing. What you say?
Okay.
Na ye de o man sika kokra mfidie import hospital equipment. Enye say ye kofa no efikire baabi o ye cry ya to etuaka. Then it comes in and they are not functional. If I were the doctor working in such an environment, I'll be frustrated. But I won't be stupid enough to vent my frustration on the minister.
For that, I partially agree. Honestly. Because as I said, the minister wasn't annoyed.
Yes, the minister is there to ascertain what your problems are.
Exactly.
Mind you, the minister has been in office less than
4 months.
2 months, even 2 months. Less than 2 months. Yeah. So he might not even have the grasp of issues that you guys are going through. So he came there as a layman. Someone who need health experience. So let's say a layman.
Yeah.
So at that time, no, Any sensible or reasonable person will try to explain things in a calm manner. Send a better minister qua or be addressing a concerns.
Yeah.
Nipa wu, yes, yeah, then I'll be back. Whether you take the blame or not, nipa no wu, and it's under your watch and nipa na then. No explanation can take that burden off your shoulder. And when you were taking the oath of the profession, you understood this. You knew, say, at times you have to improvise, and you took the thing anyway. Maybe to a doctor is everything, baby. What I say? What do also be a doctor? Now, I can't video anywhere. Improvise. If you can't, and somebody comes and asks you issues, calm down and explain to him. Hey, this doctor, the new medical superintendent that will be appointed, he'll see him to be a non-conformist. You've jeopardized your own career at the expense of just trying to be loud. Was he the only doctor there at that time? So why was he the only person challenging the minister? Even the medical superintendent for the hospital who was sacked was quiet. No, go back to me. I said, them the consequences. Make it come out and so what for me? Oh, Pamela, make it come out and I'm quite an
at that time,
it was he knew. Once the minister got there at that time, he said, Ahasi, when manager leaves you in charge of this place and you make a mess out of the place, when manager is coming or manager comes here, you know within your heart, say, senior higher AD. At the end of the day, I won't have a job or I'll be gone. So he could feel it, even though he has not been told. He felt it.
Okay.
You think the ministers just wake up and then go on like on unannounced visit? It doesn't happen that way. He went there on an information he had received, and he wanted to ascertain that the information he got was right. And unfortunately for him, the information he got was right. So the issue about this doctor is something I cannot comprehend. Even though I think that the minister could have approached it differently, I also think that the doctor enabled it. Sometimes obi a penny chenwa enye say usuro no nti na okasa won kasa bi, but it's because you want to give him, accord him with that respect. That's why sometimes when a leader or somebody above you is talking, you come down and you listen. It's not like you don't have a brain on your own. And mind you, these hospitals are run on the policy of a government, policy of the politician. And your doctor no policy. The policy comes up from there, and then you are there to just implement the policies. So if the person who formulated the policy comes to you and tell you that oh nya de any year, when are we implementing policy and says that debi. And yes, I'm a was a no, and Arcadia was a policy in Niho. Catcher and Yabotan and say, Arcadian and Kawasam a policy no. In Niho, into where the ababi, into next time, saying you're winning, we can avoid these things. But no, you want to argue. Your job is in the hands of the minister. When the minister comes back, he can just write to the director of Ghana Health Service and tell them to transfer you or even suspend you for insubordination. Obey then. Teacher Kojo says or infant. Teacher Kojo, where is he now? They kept on warning him. If you have problems, there's a chain of command. Maybe you doing something. He didn't listen. Where is he now? Comedy in the classes
but then Steve.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
I get what I get what you are saying.
Yeah.
I really get what you are saying. But then also, are we not neglecting the fact that the root of this cause is actually from the ministry?
Yeah. Not providing them with the equipment they need to save lives.
You know why I said you should watch the video again?
No.
I just told you that their equipment But according to the medical superintendent, the director there, when they brought in the equipment, it wasn't working.
And what?
So I'm coming. So that alone defeats the point of they didn't provide the equipment. The equipment was provided.
Okay.
It was only for the medical superintendent to make sure that the equipment are functioning.
Okay.
And if they are not, you report back.
This issue of procurement, which these materials are not working. When did it happen?
Well, these materials, this equipment, per the video, were brought in like around 2023.
Good. So this has happened. If so, what they jam some interest more. There's any let's say manager lives here in my care. Then he comes back and the place is in a mess. I don't know manager attack Obiaka, but me Ujama no be attack me.
Because you're supposed to take care of the place.
Very good. So let's say supposedly Ebia and Yamana me ye impo, but me na Ijama me. Ebia na esinam na say ha. Me catch no onjai wenjai. Sanka was me bomb manager money.
Yes.
And I'm bomb manager money. Let's relate it to this issue. Yama muskasa munkoto equipment.
Ya to equipment in the abremo.
Ana enye juma. Enti ministry no omo bebo omawani.
That's where the problem is.
So who ministry no kra omo ambebo omawani. What a year aqua like this like 2023. So we are 2 years in.
Yeah.
So you haven't had any supervision ever since then. Won't call initial inspection via institution now will share so
on kwa ngobere hu se anya adwuma so continue
no and yet CEO na say na me ministry of health because I was say ade yi nya adwuma for 2 years.
Ghana Health Service first before Ministry of Health.
Okay, so whoever the chain of command is, they still need to take the blame.
Of course, I'm not exonerating them from the blame.
Okay,
but I'm saying that the CEO could have been proactive.
Now, because I was wondering why they sacked him.
Yes.
But now I get why they sacked him.
Now, some men are very hopeless. I don't know.
I don't know personally.
Me no. But now some men are man. Me young commission. Is it the assembly or so? No, Sukakra.
Sukakra.
Assembly or so? No, Sukakra. I teach you about when you see microphone, busy. Ghana party.
So I think that in all these discussions we are having, we need to be proactive.
Of course, we have to.
Whoever, Dr. Inyama Nkoya, who CEO or administrator Inyama Nkoya, who Ghana Health Service, Inyama Nkoya, who Ghana Health Ministry.
You see,
because health ministry is one of the most important institutions of a country.
Sadie we are yaking. Sasem we are yaking. Yeah. Are there any penny here or do you almost have anything?
Ventilator.
When him say a ventilator mean say if it is a requirement, say war ambulance one. It is because of more
requirements of ambulance.
In the Argentina hospital in the ambulance or say once I make an improvisation as him. Me cry many health professional. Me tell him say I was a be ambulance now. Abana a banner be new order. Quickly we can rush it into one of the station ambulance and get you and get it for you. Me cry many health professional. I've been able to know that. Now wow we are doctor ni what one I busana ubuofu.
I don't know the issue, their ambulance status there. But
no,
one thing I know.
There must be an ambulance. Say ambulance in Niwa was you because it's a teaching hospital. And you say back home.
I get you.
Ambulance they say back home.
In say. And I think this is where the public outburst is coming from. One saying I can have what can it say was hospital na provide the ambulance? What am I say? And was buying a provide was in teaching hospital cried or moon not less than 5 ambulances.
5 cents.
See, wouldn't me Tazakwashi Memorial Hospital. Oh mampo. So not on more the ambulance not transfer will be cocoa for just a trainer. Wow.
So meaning they have just one ambulance.
It could happen that is the same thing
that is happening in Tamale.
We are all not so sure, say and I say, but it could happen looking at the country we are living in. We have over 100 ambulances abandoned somewhere.
Send you say I'm far to force and tomb. You have found 2 ambulance in use. And then you have found in tomb until the Susi. Meboa. Japan, a dameno mass and ambulance is in this you. It has to see.
Like, as I'm not dear, me, taking it from all angles. The frustration of the doctor, I get where it's coming from. Because I'm not and one thing about medicine is this. So I dear when they be here, my way to my ear, I say, want to make sure, papa. Because difficult to sometimes substitute something for another thing. This is why not so particular idea now. And this was in a case of emergency too. I get you, they could have improvised. Say now okay, be a ventilator, do ambulance. What if says some no ambulance in here?
Anymore.
So this ambulance back up here. And you told now as a CEO, na hospital KCSA, or ambulance akawa kono.
Oh, but Stephen, we are sure says COC. Your mupe say ambulance here one hospital.
You see, that one thing that I never understand is when you the internal generated funds or hospital hoye. Do you know what they use it for?
No. But I no cram paying for nurses no cram.
I'm saying this because I know.
Yeah, me cry no. I know.
So as Mr. We am the CEO of a hospital like Tamalia. I might not even need anything from the government as in support. Nipa sign a call in the month. And Ubenya say, and Yamana buying credit abaso one for near Jumano. Ubon say, born a 5 cities, Timmy Bia, a ton of 7-8 cities. It be all cry 10 cities. Into what ton are 10 cities? What you are buying 5 cities are common. 5 cities now can also internally generated. I finished when you watch ready. Then this our Bob was says canon the to bank baby now finish when our internal generated funds are many. Leverage on that. Now mon cry ambulances 5 for mommy. Now if be a mon far internal generated fund no more be 70%, 80%. Now ne cano I will take it and use it to manage the things that government cannot give me. Why should say the hospital as big as Tamale, teaching hospital, would need support from central government?
You think they shouldn't be needing support?
Number C, Nyamia Adom, Nami Amiti, individual, but you scarcely an edifice like Tamale, teaching hospital. Nam de Asha once, I first one number is come out and Jacob run a hospital.
But hospitals so more generating funds are also acquiring fund.
And I make sure say by Nasa still a major profit. Say me see hospital be sad that show ones are still a be able to profit. But me needs to come outside the run a hospital no. What I say? What the take canal be born hospital no one fast one now be nyano near the canal now bring me be. You get it?
Yeah.
And this is all can I say? Not everything you go to central government. I have to wait for central government. When the thing you can run it like a business entity, now you are not doing it, then you expect me to blame the central government. I'll blame you, the individual sitting there and not running things properly. So there are certain structures in these hospitals that internally generated funds can do, but no, they will sit down, wait for central government to come and then do it. And central government also, Tamale teaching hospital in Ghana how? Ghana Health Service Grano, or budget and so. Why do you think that certain people are taken to certain institutions and after they are leaving, the staff there will be crying. As soon as you don't have to go. It is the way they manage and run the institution. You get it?
Yeah.
Abaya de Ghana hana abaya de ya abaya de ne ye ne basa wo. Uko baby abaya de is a business. Run it well. Hospital is a business. It's a business. It can generate a lot of funds. Nangenyes and come for see private hospital together. Senka hospital near hospital Kankwana hospital was a boy. Unko be betting sika ko see private hospital. Kokwa jima manu. Obedi health minister 7.5 years. Ko a private hospital atamasi wo. Nso no nam. UGMC. So ko jina home. One na UGMC so ko jina home. Wie ja na adwen wo ho be trans sign contract wie be ka kire say or sign contract na adwen ni fi. Na da bi o se na adwen o da angale onye yi o se na COVID-19 na adwen ni fi. So one will ask you now adwen na ekọ he. So you see, these are the kind of leaders we've had that had retarded our growth. They want to be rich and not build the institution that will aid them to be rich. So me say, "Who this can now ya deni ya? Many problem wo." What is it?
Say, enkai bia 100 cedis aba. What the best 70 cedis a year no ma wo adwuma. Now the 30 no. Di. What the numbia? We okay.
Me okay. Yeah, I need to keep. Me numbia. Me no, I don't drink alcohol.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't drink alcohol.
Yes. Let me say that. So somebody don't meet me and say alcohol proper. I don't take alcohol. So if all the 30 cedis konum be now all the 70 cedis a year juma. Many problem. You must stay motivated to do the job. You get it?
Yeah, sure.
O haina oba na unya incentive bia senka oma. Se ne o kase o sorry ahoma chance you abo senka oma. But yeah, of course, but you know say I will go at the end of the month I'll be motivated. So that is there. So in as much as say also this can be you must also make sure say you sustain a human say ne be ya obenya kakra den adi. And now this thing is creeping into private businesses. So it is creeping into private business to the sense that all the adwuma show be inside. Obi di adwuma ni sika gu adwuma no. Forgetting say adwuma ni gu o kwotena fie. I be kra na betimi adi mfi mi no onye adwuma nye da. But if they are able to invest the internally generated funds into the business and not think about afiason, ye be di den, ye be say, ye be me say omoche edi. I know a hospital in Accra here. Omo friend of Pandora. I haven't mentioned the name of the hospital. It's a very big hospital here now. They call it Pandora.
Okay.
Ti omo tete scan kakran. The young say, wakoto say purse in a ton 7 cedis or come say 10 cedis. No matter no matter 3 cedis no. Edi ato. Omu wi a afene so a nurses na o unit ho no. No match. And this a toilet seat bua. Says can you wait me there you?
Yeah.
So I'm better say
I'm buying.
I think that is one of the biggest problems we have.
Yeah.
We are yet to understand the nature of governance. I was so be as saying every position you hold, you are government there.
Yeah.
You are the government of this hospital. You are the government of this school. You are the government of this. Like, yeah, meaning how that education can go on, but we need to inculcate it in our people. Because senior Stevie Nekai, toilet seat crowd or chains are by me.
Yeah.
Adi asabi. What ye? Munyam for so cry. Waka sakra usika betumi atodi.
Aye. We have a problem. We have a problem, and sometimes I'm happy these things come up, so that we can talk about them, we can deliberate on them. So sometimes people don't even know what we are saying. It's not like they don't want to do, but they don't even know. Yes. Right. So if you talk about these things and then it gets to their attention, I feel that if they really want to change, if they really want to build the institution that they are in, then they would take some of them and then improve on their mentality and culture around wherever they work. So, Doctor, you know, when you're suspension, I know he'll be suspended, or he might even be transferred. Because one of the minister said, "Mimpo na make us say na patient." You understand?
Yeah, I heard
so
that.
if the minister says that to you, it speaks volume.
Yeah.
You'll be lucky to stay there. Yes.
Well, people who have had contact with him are actually in praise of him. They are like, that's one of the best doctors you can
find in the
hospital. Like they are like, he helps pay bills, he helps, like he takes care of them.
That is why he's arrogant.
Because he's
no, and because like what amount for people, he has a solid base.
Okay.
Had made him arrogant. He feels that he can talk anyhow and his base would support him. Whatever he's doing is good. Helping people, even being a medical practitioner, is a good thing. But you must learn to respect authority. You get it?
Yeah.
Do you think there will be Nyamahama on Kekana? Hey, as some of a catcher, but his authority figure, he's the father of the nation, and doctor, no, your entire institution reports to the minister, so you are under him. Forget about say one of school through him. Yeah, the 18-year-old boy crack a minister. You have to respect and accord him that level of respect. You can't just say whatever you want because you think you are doing good. Say Yesu Christo kraba no bu nipa.
Okay. And see, in all, analyzing the entire issue, what would you say to the Ministry of Health, to Ghana Health Service, to the doctor and state institution heads?
Okay. I'll start with the doctor.
Okay.
I feel that, or I think that this should be a lesson to him.
Okay.
If nothing happens to him, he should just thank his stars, or he should find a way and then reach the minister and apologize.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, probably he just spoke out.
Yeah. Just like the fire service guy who also later apologized.
Yeah.
So he should find a way and apologize. And once politicians are giving power like that, they will look for an scapegoat, and if you allow yourself, they will destroy you. They will always want to make statement with somebody, and if you give them the chance, they will use you to make that statement. So the next point will be the hospital management itself. See, the hospital is there to deliver health care. It's only fair that if people come there, they get the services you are rendering to the maximum. So if there are things that are not going on well, and I think it is not aiding you to properly administer your service to ordinary person, I think they should improve on it, call on whoever is supposed to help, get all those concerns addressed, to get them addressed.
Okay.
You know, we are tired of na winnie ho and penny ho na they may say the hospital beds. Yeah, the sample Kumasi magazine for one be similar thing am I. Yeah, far hospital no bed no. Near corner the common say muntutu. Na mon hweso, na mon fabricate bi maya. One be the same thing, but I don't know why we are not doing it.
Omoya sa procurement chobo no.
And as still you go and procure it from them. Still a better film.
Who za ha ne de you easy access to magazine for there. I did on motor more mind saying, my own back can oh, I want to say I'm more 200 cities. Then when I'm sending to my daddies.
Now only when you have a magazine phone with me.
What
order?
Hey,
the things those people can do, eh?
And tracker. Poso the program,
come on. And what amazes me about them is that they're not even highly educated.
No. Just normal.
Yeah.
And they are very funny people. Very funny.
They're not even highly educated. Hydraulics, you might think that, and they don't even use. Yeah, they don't even use any advanced modern technology. Teteniema na abeko mo a blacksmith no de dade na to genu o mia de no so fufu na ehu na yeshe no de hammer pa no ayad. So we can do these things. We don't always have to import. Even if we start doing this, we're building our local capacity.
Yeah.
And once we are able to do this, look at countries they all need these things. Yeah. If we are able to do it, we can do it and also sell to them. And then to the minister,
and go for so pay camera show pa.
See, maybe we are see drone, no. Maybe we are see drone. Oh yeah, then camera show ne there. We are in a virtual world, though.
Right.
And there will be no aduane we crowd trap picture.
I'm adding my galley.
I'm doing this. I didn't know you. I don't know any job. We are not the plate now as in our phones. I know cheers, no chat. And whether we like it or not, we are there now. The cameras are with us. The social media has become something that we cannot live without.
Gen Z for no.
Of course.
That's all they know.
And
they don't
NDC won this elections by capturing the social media. Yeah. NDC social media fire and they win the election. Yeah. So you don't expect them to come into office and suddenly depart from what they did and it worked for them. So the camera and the minister and you see or but the thing is that ohunu baby or be address certain issues. And I won't baby or be nyaba now we're addressing it later. I know one of his boys. Okay. So I might even have a discussion with him after the program, and then he will tell me what really happened because I know he was there yesterday. Just that I've not been able to speak to him yesterday and today, but I'm sure that after here I'll talk to him, and then tomorrow probably I'll get an update for you.
Okay, sure. Yeah, me now so. But you pay the last topic and sound Enra. I don't know what to say. Mutu. So topic when we cry upon.
Hey.
Producer said numerous or date.
And date.
But
I mean,
any on board sacrifice a man name.
Okay,
on board sacrifice a man name.
Enra. 2 weeks ago.
I contamine in Nasam Napis, okay. And Runayanka. Okay, so watch now, watching Yamiado. Watch now.
And
I will be due to me tomorrow.
Chief Justice. And Chief Justice. Yape baby, I'm enough. Yes, you uncle make a crown or bush and say, say, some new queer, your best friend, some queer dear, I'm say.
Okay.
But yes, yesterday a suspension letter was handed over to the Chief Justice.
No,
based on
it wasn't handed over to the Chief Justice. She had already received her suspension. It was only communicated to us yesterday.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, okay.
And people are saying that, in fact, afterwards, the minority has come out. Press release, the press conference, 1 and 2 more.
Yeah.
Or more on state institutions, be to say religious leaders near the they should stop Mahama from removing the Chief Justice. In fact, he should reinstate her as soon as possible. I don't know why. Is it that Mahama has done something wrong in the case of suspending the Chief Justice?
I don't know too. That's the question I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you if there's a constitutional provision via Mahama Abuso. I don't know. I don't get this. Does it make sense? Say, it's only the MPP who is defending the Chief Justice. Is the MPP is the MPP saying that the Chief Justice is an MPP member? And you know why? Charlotte Osei went through that same process. We never had NDC do press conference because within the NDC they knew that if they do press conference defending Charlotte Osei, it will be say we are fighting for our own. So go fight your own battle. And okay, because there's a feeling that the EC chairperson should be neutral. Yeah. And this all of a sudden a political party sorry no defend the chief just the EC chair. What does it say? And no we want to assume that the Chief Justice is a neutral person. Yeah. It is a MPP for more problem. I just want to know. Petition
but what do you say no petition to account?
5. So a petition will be. You see, because the petition it is supposed to be confidential between the petitioners, the president, the state of the Council of State, and committee na better and a Chief Justice. Some crop 5, some Hipoko 5 we are mabomni. They are the only people allowed access to the petitions.
And then also, I don't pay no, and nipa asafua.
Roman father.
And also the commodie kakra betu was Osha a political watch hands. In the sense that even nipa 5 na Mahama point to almost say tana committee to probe into the petition no crown. It's alarming.
Oh, this is for an excuse my language. Something is wrong with that guy. No, I'm coming.
Please retract. Please retract. No, please retract.
I retract.
Okay, good.
But if I were his relative, come and boko your market and argue.
That is if he was your relative.
Yes.
Cecilia, I'm your relative.
Do you know what
I don't want to know. Can I say without?
You see, what do I say? I'm called court. No. On the damn it, they are some Nigina court.
Yeah.
The Chief Justice, now some Nitiano. She empaneled judges. The 5 judges from the case and also saying they were if they were not appointed under Akufo-Addo. Are we to
list of judges Akufo-Addo appointed?
Are we to say they are also partisan? Senka the fact that president appointed will be no make the person partisan and then can you mention to where they? It isn't going to be partisan. And what I make say some argument that he makes on meaning question no make argument no. Some there are certain things he wouldn't say. Because we live in a country, almost every position in the country is appointed by the president. And these positions, we say they are neutral.
Yeah.
And the other thing, their own crop for no appointee. What's it? They are neutral. They are capable of doing the job, including Apiani, who was a communicator, becoming an EC director. And you didn't see anything wrong with it. Can I just Japan because why not funable fruit?
But then, do you think this was an orchestrated mission? And I'm asking this because last week, Mustafa Bande, who is the NDC's
orchestrated by who?
By the NDC.
To remove the Chief Justice.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the reason why I'm saying this. Mustafa came out to say last week that the reason why the oral operations has stalled is because the court is packed, and mostly the Chief Justice is planted there to delay judicial processes, and so it is going to frustrate the oral operation if they should proceed to prosecute. So they are waiting for the Chief Justice to be removed before they can do that.
Okay. Granted, sa asem no ka no no kre. Sa sa na tie. Odi kan aso odi kan. Wa be honest, be fair.
Yen nyina yenim say, as you stated earlier, say these positions are neutral positions. So why would he make such an allegation? On the case Biakomo, Chief Justice now on the case.
You see, when okay open case no.
Yes, Mekai.
So okay open case no.
Mekai.
Open case no judge ba kwatana aswa Justice Honyenuga. Tana aswa ekoduru ba bi no ma appoint in the Supreme Court. And I'm fa judge for the betana so. And I judge and say asem no start so mudi asem na me ni asem na chi. And reading through the document alone is not enough. Enti mommy share asem na si die foforo. Do you know what happened?
Oh, sana yesi yan obe foforo and transfer.
Yeah, transfer no courtroom kuma say courtroom kra na assigning it to a courtroom. No tifini etu yanaka. He didn't have a courtroom to operate from to rule cases on.
No, Musibia.
And no dancing. Okay, easy. Brown mobile registration. Okay, brown mobile easy registration.
Yeah.
And this is the court. Okay. That ben on that date ben on the ma easy. On the ma and this is what Mombrano Mundi or Massam. 17th September. Time I was shot and on baby not easy a registration. Just some ben obedi. Yanko Domlevo Diano. Domlevo, as a man on combat me now, track how much transum fear me and some more cats and you not Domlevo retirement age at Trem.
Tell me, Crocker, you know. Committee no more way.
Aye.
And it's all move.
But I think that man is just and fair.
Yeah, honestly.
He's just and fair. Because sometimes ultimate criticize him I say as you know appointing. Yeah. On what do you call it? Asset declaration, they say. Yes.
I think he tries to be.
Yeah.
He tries to be just and fair.
So if you put these things together, you are tempted to believe, say, the Chief Justice allowed herself to be a tool in the hands of the political elite. And when you become a tool, I decide to use you or discard you. What you say? Oma ho kwan mo bi de wo dane hama. Me bana be wu se hama na da ho a me pa me fa board ya board do an so me mfa wo. You can't tell me say chenchen how ya hama ntime me mfa na me mfa board do an so. You get my point?
Yeah.
So this is the whole issue. And I don't understand this penchant of the NPP jumping and trying to defend her no matter what.
Okay.
Look. Oh, yeah, NPP ni among can change my NPP ni. Oh, yeah, NPP ni so among man no she should go through the. You see, from beginning to where we've gotten to, if you ask NPP people, the constitutional provision Mahama Abusu Omunya being cancelled. Do you know why they are in court? They are in court based on a ruling of the Supreme Court, not a constitutional provision. Okay. A ruling of a Supreme Court say, I was say a Yamama Meno a copy of petition and not responded to.
Yeah.
Answer the ama a Council of State. And also yeah the amano. She has responded to it. The president gave it to her and gave her 10 days. She requested 7 days. And the president gave her 10 days. 3 more days. You see, Adiwi and Yemede. You understand? Yeah. And I was telling somebody that to rise through the ranks from a law student to become a lawyer, to become a magistrate or a judge and go through the various courts to get to a Supreme Court justice and to become a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. It's not an easy feat. And yet at the ketwa. Nti so ko duru ho a emma ho kwan mobi enye remote control no ntana ba bi no miamia na onye ne opɛ emma no. Once you do that, you allow people to treat you whichever way they feel they have to. And ebasa wunya come for. I would have always said we could have avoided this whole thing by the woman just resigning herself.
Yeah, I think Martin Pegu has suggested that to her. Say resignation from her would rather do a good.
I would have just resigned. A some petition started here, banana.
But do you think that after the probing, the petition is going to stand and her removal is going to...
Oh, she's gone. The Chief Justice is gone. I don't expect a change.
Okay.
It's a shame that she's going to be the first Chief Justice in the Fourth Republic to go through that. It's a shame.
Okay.
But she's gone. She's not coming. I don't see a way out of this one.
You don't see a remote down.
No. I don't see a way.
I read 4 terms.
I'm fine. I don't see a way out of this.
Okay.
Because if say Osha, the senior most judge at the Supreme Court, Justice Bafuboni, he was appointed in 2008, and then he's 68 years old.
Okay.
He has 2 more years to go on retirement. Are you saying that once now he is what do you call it, the acting Chief Justice? So are you saying that you're going to bring this woman back and then relegate him back to the bench?
That's on the money acting.
Sure. I want to also di by vindictiveness in Tina Yamano.
Vindictiveness from who?
From Akufo-Addo. Also, what the case called Supreme Court in 2012 and Kabiyama. Sana meti.
Ndio mafia.
Also an Kabiyama. No expect to say Kofo na appointing nti eye den a no de nke also Kabiyama. Nso an Kabiyama. They are not so power by the Supreme Court Chief Justice.
Chief Justice.
Kamen Kwa.
But I would want you to wrap up on this Chief Justice issue so that my producer can
okay. I think that this should be a lesson to every public official holder. To do things that won't make anybody question your integrity or question your fairness or objectivity.
Okay.
You get it? Once that starts, politicians start to question that, they will always find a way to remove you. Politics is law.
Okay.
Politics is not separate from law. On say adena wo mo yesi ano wo transe na hwe a o nka betimi aka say wo munya ye ade munya ye but emra mu no e wo so mo ye meboa nti wo ya wonti amra.
Sure a necessity,
of course. So if you are working in these kind of spaces, I think that they should understand that they should be fair. They have to be fair so that when issues like this comes up, we can say some for them. One say Charlotte or say Crano, no. Even though NDC were not loud, but on your sympathy were gonna for power. One say we are not seeing that because people believe that in as much as Charlotte Osei was appointed by John Mahama, she was fair.
Okay.
Because mo ka se mo pe biometric, mami opportunity okofa bae. Ne mo ka se mo pe bia or the bam. And moto aba na mo wini e. And this ba ku ya. O mo ka so mpe we o si da bi enua ne enema kra wo register no so mo anka he. Afi na mbe kasa. So that's the whole issue. You have to be fair and then do your duties with the sense of responsibility that you came to the office with.
Okay.
So that's what I have to say.
That's what you have to say.
But with the quantum in there. So was on two the on ye illegal mining.
No, no, dear, it's none. You better dash and sim.
Chanama Betonha.
Young fan, now, baby, when you are going when you feel.
So, yes, a friend I contact.
Okay, so this is where we will be drawing the curtain. But before we go, one of our communicators here, regular communicator here, he wants to surprisingly wish his woman's birthday.
His woman?
Yeah, his woman. Say ne birthday, you know.
Neire.
And now no be idea be a ma obi no yen be more no so.
Neire asem na okay.
If na obe one, but our addressing as my sweetheart. Enti ye be kwa homa no so ne ne sweetheart ma mesapoma akodi nkomo kakra ne ahwade. But I ask him, obusun afo mon ye na mon worry o.
Na where?
Ye na worry. About wedding.
Yeah. Oba me dey we are. Enter. Me the invitation.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Apacho me name ma Miss Apomane ka say.
Patrai.
Okay. Near the kind, yeah, my official happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, Obi Abe or that idea or your shop.
Oh, okay.
And I say, fro and we show a man.
Oh, okay.
I see a cassette. We are the sweetheart. Ubehuni Parko. Sweethearts.
Okay.
And in Bachawa Huni Parko.
Why are you blushing? Jose.
Bachawa Huni Parko.
Oh, yeah, my Huni Parko.
Your friend is saying.
But why would you ask?
Well,
or no person Huni Parko, and I say, oh, no person Huni Parko.
Well, or no say for the gift to be activated in your name, Uboni Dia, you bet to know.
Sana ni pakwane kami boni di ansana menya gift no. And it's a gift no befa. I have a boyfriend, but and you say obeka sa boni di ansana magic gift from someone. No.
Oh, okay. That means gift no.
Okay.
Not just a gift no enka.
What's not just a gift nenka? Oh yeah, because I don't see why I have to mention his name before I take a gift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, all the same, happy birthday.
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
And Yate, all the same, no, happy birthday. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, okay. Yeah. Bye.
I like the woman.
Okay.
I really like her.
Okay. Why?
You see, this thing of like, I don't know who that person is, but I just don't see why people do these things.
Okay.
If you want to gift me something, if you want to publicize it, let them mention your name. Let me take it. That's all.
Okay.
Yes, if you funania, who there? If you don't trust the person, the thing is that if you don't trust the person, just let it go. And I'm a boy. So when in India, why are you there?
You see, there's a bro. Wish my sweetheart a happy birthday for me. Why? You can call her on phone like you did to the other lady. She is called Mami Sapuma, but in a prank style. When it comes to relationships, maybe if you haven't experienced something before, you wouldn't know how to go about certain things. He made it clear that where is it? I said, oh, okay. She's the one she's going to marry. So. Oh no!
But this is the one he's going to marry. But is he the one the girl wants to marry?
So this alone won't say, hey, be the NCA. No person is sure say, be I want to marry her, but am I the one she wants to marry? Until I yes idea. Hey, be a way better answer. Look, on any single day, or bad be our dating them about, will never have a problem with this. Never. I can bet on my scrotum. Or by our dating them about, and ye issue man in that. Bema or date your baba, and ye issue man in that. Say my friend, oh Steve, or by BCCC into Bonidina J.
No, I wouldn't mean for him, Puino. Oh, for him, it has got nothing to do with being unfaithful. You get it? But some people want things kept private.
Please.
And my relationship should be part of it. Please. Why should I publicize my relationship?
Please. Wait, and yes, I will bonny panity, in a picture to a year now. She doesn't even know she's on air. There's just like young fan say, yeah, shop. I will be a better idea. But
the first lady now, the near example, and if I know so the Emma, what happened?
Yes, your friend, the poor guy, easily. One day, one twice. Or bonity, ya can or so, yeah, your friend, Macro can, and I may say, eh, that be a young, or see a any wine. Or no pen a minimum, or no pen a boyfriend. I was like, Sherman. And I can tell you for a fact that lady that we called is more private than the one we just called.
How do you know? Do you know them?
This one something fishy. Very fishy. Very fishy.
More person they ask him to get so
very fishy.
Person who get now what? Huh? Say she's the one I'm going to marry. What you say?
I wanted to call the guy also on the phone. Now I'm going to be.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm going to call him and tell him that or not dear. On train say lady neighbor friend be son say or no. So beside say or no or yeah and you will be full.
Hey, now be relationship now they see radio so I'm more discussing it say.
In call friend the first thing he will be like now then I will catch you say.
Me say no be relationship now they see radio so I'm more discussing it say.
Yeah,
don't granny oh where that
young point young point
where that no waba and no Wednesday
oh my adewi can you say me coffee me yobi me yobi yeah no find no me coffee me say me yobi the other man for me e wo hay me yobi me do ko ayi city TV city FM no my yobi I had me yewa ubehunu
eje no grow hu me number no no be kan frame aka je krachi obi do number basi yan yewe you inti
I want for bodo she's the one I want to marry. I mean
I feel quite I don't know how to put it,
disappointed.
Okay.
Because I've had conversations with this guy and I know how.
Okay, so after the program, what I would suggest is that when you close, call the lady privately, have a conversation with her, and don't make it look like you don't have to make it look like as a because of us and they're gonna have issues. So try, and then tell her it was her boyfriend who mention the guy's name, and try to absolve us from whatever issue they're gonna have. Because I know they're gonna have issues.
One thing for sure, she doesn't even know that I was a radio station.
Yeah, so just just call her and absolve us from it. Tell her say, oh, it is this person's doing, this person sent the number that we should call you and have this discussion with you. Wish you a happy birthday on live radio and all that. So the point was to wish you a happy birthday on live radio, but because you are reluctant to do it, that's why we had to cut it short. So
yeah, free J from inside.
Then I'm Isuru.
Well, that's where we'll be drawing the curtains. Unfortunately, today the rains distorted us a little bit, so you can realize that we got things a bit late. But we promise to be on time as usual. This is not the usual as tomorrow is going to be fire blazing in the studio.
I'm not even in my booth today. I feel very cold.
Please ignore the controversial man. Tomorrow he will be here with so many controversies. So yeah, that's what we have for you today. DJ Rock will be taking over very soon. Until then, I want to thank you for making time with us. Don't forget to hit us online, get in touch with us with everything you want to advertise on Ghana Talks Radio, and we will publicize it for you. Our numbers are 0202-544-614, 0202-544-614. You can also hit us up on all social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on X. Also, our YouTube channel is very active. Our news outlet is also very active. Any news you want to hear, look, be with us 24/7. We come with the news as it happens, okay? Major Waha. And you're at the Emma was show kakra because I need the award number. But men could show be there more. You, my crowd. Bye bye.